Hi everybody, my name is Courtney Johnson and my project title is Recycling Barriers for the class IDS 3304 Living the Earth Charter at FGCU. For my final project in IDS 3304, I chose to focus on recycling in my community, but mostly on how to improve my own recycling habits. I chose to do a personal activism project using the journaling tool Evernote. The purpose of my project is to improve my own recycling habits and possibly inspire others to do the same. The Earth Charter relates to the significance of my project because my project revolved around getting recycling at my own apartment where I came across a lot of obstacles and frustrations. I began with calling Waste Pro, which is a community company that handles trash and recycling in Lee County, Florida. Like FGCU, WastePro focuses on sustainability and how they can improve their habits to create a better outcome. On their website, they quote, "For us, sustainability is more than working to reduce our company's impact on the environment. It also is about building long-lasting relationships with our customers, recognizing our highly committed employees, and investing in the communities which we operate." While working on my project in the beginning stages, I had to call Waste Pro, Fort Myers, and Cape Coral locations, my landlord, my rental agency, and many more people to inquire about how to get recycling at my apartment, which many led to dead ends. This showed how hard it can be for people to attain the privileges of recycling in their apartments or homes, and was one insight that the project gave me into the privilege of recycling. This project aligns with the Earth Charter's Pillar 2, Principle 7A, which surrounds the idea of ecological integrity. The document states, adopt patterns of production, consumption, and reproduction that safeguard Earth's regenerative capacities, human rights, and community well-being. A. Reduce, reuse, and recycle the materials used in production and consumption systems, and ensure that residual waste can be assimilated by ecological systems. The resource of residential recycling is available to many people all over Lee County, so it was shocking that it was so hard to get organizations to cooperate with my apartment complex and real estate office. The purpose of my project is to provide recycling for myself to create a more sustainable lifestyle for my family. Also, it would benefit others in our apartment building by providing them with the resource of recycling and allow others to partake in recycling practices that many others do all over Lee County. Initially, the project started with the idea that it would be as simple as calling Waste Pro and they would deliver recycling bins and I would begin recycling at my apartment. Instead, it was harder than I anticipated, but I ended up using personal bins to collect the recyclables and then find somewhere that I could get rid of them. Recycling in Lee County is available and promoted in Southwest Florida in comparison to many other places in the United States, because there is a handful of recycling centers just in the Southwest area. According to EcoCycle Solutions, it is mandatory for businesses to recycle in Lee County, which was enacted in 2008. On their website, they state, Lee County requires businesses and apartments to recycle in order to meet the state's recycling goals and the county's goal for an integrated waste management system. The same policy also requires construction projects to recycle. The policy applies to properties in unincorporated Lee County and Bonita Springs. Fort Myers and Fort Myers Beach have adopted a similar policy for their communities. In Southwest Florida, recycling is a big deal, and that's why I chose to focus on this idea for my project. The objectives of my project were to establish recycling at my apartment, but I was unable to reach that due to issues with the rental agency and landlord. Instead, the neighbors next to us in a different apartment building have recycling bin, so every Monday I bring my recycling over to theirs and it's taken care of. In a way, it works out because the recycling is close enough to my apartment that I can just walk down the road a little bit and dump the recyclables in the proper bins. I implemented my project during the first weeks. I spent a lot of time on the phone getting a hold of Waste Pro, which wasn't successful. They had me on hold for 15 minutes and the call disconnected, but I finally got in contact with the rental agency I used to find my apartment, and they told us that it was as simple as calling Waste Pro office, but it was anything but that. The following week, I got a hold of Waste Pro, and the information that they gave me that said that they don't cover Cape Coral, I needed to call a different organization called Waste Management, which also handles recycling and trash. So I called them and they say that they don't cover Cape Coral, which is what Waste Pro said. So they said, well, no, that's Waste Pro. You need to call them back. So I call back and I talked to a person at a different facility. They asked for information on my apartment and if there was a dumpster on site. There is, and they informed me that the dumpster, the landlord has an account. So the only person that can modify or make changes or additions to the account is the landlord. So on March 11th, the week 3 of the project, I tried to get a hold of the landlord twice without a returned call. The rental agency gave me a new number to try, so I called both numbers and left messages. Fast forward to week 5, and the rental agency agreed to call Waste Pro for me and try to get something set up. They noted that there might be a fee attached to the recycling bin, which I told them I had no problem paying for. While this was all happening over the week, I gathered personal recyclables and kept them in a plastic bin that is similar to our old newspaper recycling bins that we used to have in Lee County. Is what it looks like. And these are my recyclables for the week. A few apartment buildings over, I noticed that the neighbors had a recycling bin, and if I got up early enough on Monday mornings, I could put my recyclables in their bin, and off they went. During week 5, I discovered the bins close to my place, so I started using the neighbor's recycling bin to meet my sustainability goals. The results of the project did not come as expected, but I still have collected recyclables from my house and I put them in the neighbor's recycling bin. I didn't throw them in the trash. To me, this is a success because plastics are being recycled instead of being thrown in a landfill or trash for single use. Recycling should be easier than it was, and resources should be more available to people who live in apartment buildings around Lee County. In conclusion, the project was harder than I anticipated when trying to get the agency and landlord to cooperate with me. I will continue to pursue recycling at my apartment, although it passes the time of the project, because it is something that is important to my community as well as myself. Still, I pushed through and found ways that I can recycle at my apartment without the help of the landlord or rental agency, which means partnering with my neighbors that have the amenities of recycling and using their resources. I hope my project inspires anyone who watches to improve their recycling habits and to keep trying. Thank you.